Just when you thought it was over, the CDC proves once again that they don't believe in the constitutional rights of landlords. They have brought the eviction moratorium back. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, if you haven't seen it already in the national news, guess what? The CDC has decided that they are bringing the eviction moratorium back. It had only expired on Saturday the 31st, and already, just a few days later, they've already decided to extend it. And I'm going to read you an article that's going to tell you all the details about it. But before I get into that article, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this eviction moratorium, okay? This channel is for landlords, and I want you to get out there and make, let it be known how unhappy you are with everything that's going on. And hit the like button too while you're at it. So, this article, it comes from CNN.com, and that's a source I don't normally use, but it says CDC announces limited targeted eviction moratorium until early October. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Tuesday issued a fresh stop on certain evictions Tuesday, saying that evicting people could be detrimental to public health and would interfere with efforts to slow the pandemic. The new moratorium comes after President Joe Biden and his administration allowed a previous freeze to expire, setting off fury among members of his own party. The new ban applies to areas of the country with high or substantial transmission of COVID-19 and will last until October 3rd, according to the announcement. Now, did you notice what they said there? High or substantial transmission of COVID-19. Now, if you haven't been watching the news lately, basically they said that 2/3 of the entire country has high or substantial transmission of COVID-19. But what they're not mentioning is that the economy is back open, that the people who are admitted into the hospital, those rates are going way down. The death rate is way down. This pandemic it's waning, it's over, and you are still sitting there punishing landlords. I am so frustrated with the CDC right now. This is completely ridiculous. This is 100% political. It has nothing to do with the data. It has nothing to do with the Constitution. Hell, the Supreme Court said that the previous eviction moratorium was unconstitutional, and they still went out there and they extended it anyway. Okay, this is a complete joke. They're making a farce of the Supreme Court. They're making a farce of our constitutional rights, and this needs to end. In the context of a pandemic, eviction moratoria, like quarantine, isolation, and social distancing, can be in effect. I'm not even going to read this because it's just BS propaganda by the CDC, okay? And I'm not going to put out there any more of this crap. The eviction moratorium issue had escalated into a contentious dispute between the White House and progressive Democrats, who accused the president of saddling them with passing an extension at the 11th hour. Biden's aides said everyone should have known the moratorium was expiring and that congressional action was needed. Left in the lurch were millions of Americans behind on their rent because of the pandemic still gripping parts of the country. Well, maybe they should mention the fact that in normal times people have to pay their rent. What about all these landlords who still have their bills, okay? You're just going to push a few more months of paying someone else's bills onto them? That ain't right, okay? The resolution will stop short of another nationwide eviction freeze, but instead will be more limited in scope, targeting to places with high COVID spread. A source familiar with the effort said the announcement would cover 80% of U.S. counties and 90% of the population. Oh, that's so limited. Bull crap, okay? This is not limited at all. This is just the same old thing. And I hope the Supreme Court gets this ASAP and rips it apart, because this is uncalled for and unreasonable and unconstitutional. Biden's aides had repeatedly insisted he lacked legal authority to renew the existing moratorium, citing a Supreme Court decision opinion by Justice Brett Kavanaugh from late June that said another extension would require congressional approval. The president said earlier Tuesday, the problem is that if they're not listening to what the Supreme Court is saying, if they're not actually even paying attention to the Supreme Court, then how exactly are we supposed to get through this? Okay, they're just making up their own rules. This is not something that you can just do, based on whatever. This is so political, and us landlords being left in the middle of some kind of political thing like this, it's destroying us. Oh my good. Biden said he sought out constitutional scholars. It doesn't matter what a constitutional scholar says. The Supreme Court already said it wasn't constitutional. So Biden is, he's full of crap right now, okay? Let me skim through this article and see if there's anything else in here that's of any use to us. Once again, there's a lot of stuff in here about how much of a relief it is to renters. If they want to be a relief to renters, they could make rental assistance programs that actually work, that actually paid the landlords what they're owed, or they could allow the landlords to remove these bad tenants. But now they've put landlords in a position where, hey, we are going to be destroyed financially. And you know what? My suggestion is, get those lawyers ready, get those lawsuits ready right now, because this has to stop by whatever means necessary. If that means that we have to push more cases up to the Supreme Court, we have to strip the CDC of all of its powers, because they've obviously gone power hungry, okay, and they've gone political. And this is not the way the things are supposed to be run, okay? Our constitutional rights being thrown out because, someone looks bad to their own political party. What a complete joke this has all become, okay? So let me see what else this article says. House Democrat leaders who have called for Biden to find a way to extend the moratorium are keenly aware they don't have the votes to pass anything legislatively. Prospects in the Senate are even worse. That has put the entire onus on the administration in recent days, with increasing pressure driven by progressive Democrats. That reality has raised questions about whether any new effort would survive a legal challenge, officials say. That likely includes the new actions that Biden is considering. Well, let's hope that this doesn't survive, because I'm sick of it, okay? I'm sick of being part of this political mess, okay? And with everything else that's going on right now, the last thing a landlord needs, especially small landlords, is to have to bear the brunt of this administration and trying to be the homeless provider, trying to be the low-income housing provider for the poor.